Hi, welcome back to my channel, everybody. I kind of wanted to be sat in front of my bookshelf. I'm sorry, I'm using a camera that has a viewfinder that flips down, so it's impossible to see myself on the screen because I'm using a tripod. So as much as I love this camera, I'm super frustrated. I can't see myself, I can't see if I'm in focus. Okay. I couldn't sit in front of my bookshelf because the sun is like directly glaring, so I was just completely, just like a white thing. This is going to be a very, very casual video. So hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam. I am a writer. I write under the pen name of Frances June, and you can find my books linked in the description below. I write young adult fantasy fiction. So that's all the slashes in between those words, as well as all one word together. I wanted to jump onto my channel, why not the end of the second week of the year. I took a big break at the end of last year and kind of the start of this year because I'm currently still working on my NaNoWriMo novel. It's ongoing, it's ongoing, it's getting to be a big book. And I'm still working on that, and I'm still struggling to get that finished, but I have kind of a deadline at the end of this month. So I'm off social media, and when I say off social media, I mean I'm just off Instagram because Instagram is my biggest waste of time. So yeah, that's what's new with me. Hopefully you're okay, you've had a great Christmas and a great New Year. So I will do some videos in the future talking about writing, particularly this novel that I'm working on at the moment. But today I just thought I'd do a fun, casual video and just show you the books that I got for Christmas. I'm not really into doing hauls because I don't believe that hauls should be a thing. I think they're gross. But I didn't buy any of these books, so I feel okay going through them. So I actually have quite a few books that I still need to read on my TBR pile, which are casually on my bookshelf somewhere. I don't keep all the books that I need to read in one pile. I put them on my bookshelf randomly to make life worse for myself. So I also did it with these books as well, and I had to go and try and remember which ones I got for Christmas and which ones were just the ones I haven't read yet. So I've got all the books here that I got for Christmas, and I'm just going to go through them and show you what I got and what I'm going to be reading over the next few months. Yeah, so let's get into it. The first book that I'm going to show you is not fiction. All the rest of these are fiction books and graphic novels, because that's kind of like where I'm at in life all the time. But I also love home books, like decorating books and stuff like that, and I love magic stuff, and I would consider myself in some ways a witch. Think of that what you will, or make of that what you will. So I got this book that is called House Magic, and it was written by somebody who owns a shop in Salem, Massachusetts called House Witch, and it's all like kind of like, her shop is like homey stuff but all with like witch based elements. And she also actually sells spell kits and things like that, which is super cool. I love just the whole vibe of that, of just being that kind of person. So this book is all about how to create your perfect home, kind of using magic if you so choose to believe, which I do. So sorry if that offends you. So yes, it's just really cool. I really want to move house this year. If you follow me on social media, you will know this. And I don't really want to go into it on YouTube. I don't know why. It's something about like high hopes and having them dashed. But basically, just this year I want to move house. I want to find my perfect house, my dream home. I love living where I live right now. I'm going to try not to make this a long video. I realise I'm already 5 minutes in. I want to like have my own house rather than just live in a flat, because I want a bit more space and also a private garden for Juno, who is being very cute out of frame. She's a very sweet dog. So yes, this is all kind of about manifesting that, and drawing said things to you. But other than that, it's just a really cool book about magic, herbs, tarot, crystals, spells, and really nice homey things, plants. So it's just cool. Really enjoying it. That's kind of my January read because I'm slowly going through it whilst I'm writing, so I'm not reading fiction whilst I'm writing fiction because sometimes I find that helps me. Okay, let's just move on to fiction books. So I got this book, Certain Dark Things by Silvia Moreno Garcia, who is the best-selling author of Mexican Gothic. I didn't read Mexican Gothic, it is on my list, but I saw this book in Waterstones, I believe it was, and I was really desperately trying to read what it was about, but Juno decided, because you can take dogs into bookshops here, Juno decided that she was a little bit too excited to be in the bookshop, and she kind of started to do a little excited wee on the floor. So we had to leave quickly. But this is the book I was holding while she was doing it. And oh my god, it sounded so cool. And I didn't even remember what the title was, and I had to tell my boyfriend that I described what the book was about to my boyfriend from what I gleaned from the quick glance at the blurb, which is annoyingly on the inside jacket. And he found it, which is really cool. So it's a vampire novel, and it's kind of set in a futuristic-y Mexico City, and I kind of get the feeling that it's kind of cyberpunky meets vampires. That's what I've gleaned. I don't know if that's true because I haven't looked into it, but I love the cover so much. I was just like, I need to read this book, like desperately, and it's about vampires, and I'm a vampire fiend. So yes, I'm really looking forward to reading that. I also got Philip Pullman's Fairy Tale from the Brothers Grimm, and I've had this book on my list for so long and finally got it this year, because I tend to not really buy myself books, which I know probably sounds crazy, especially because of how the internet and Instagram and social media encourages people to spend so much money on stuff, and I'm not that sort of person, so I generally just wait for birthdays and Christmases to receive books. And then I also buy a lot of my books secondhand because I run a secondhand bookshop. Links in the description. So, Philip Pullman's Fairy Tales by the Brothers Grimm. Just really wanted it. I love Philip Pullman's storytelling techniques. I just love his voice in general. And also the book is just absolutely gorgeous. The pages are kind of rough-hewn edges, and it's just so cool, like such a cool element. So it actually, I think, was originally published in like 2015 or something. Let me just check if it says it. It should do on the page. 2012, I believe. So it ain't a new book, but I'm not really into the new book scene. I'm kind of still trying to read books from 10 years ago, so I'm a bit behind. I also got some graphic novels, so let's have a look. Gideon Falls, and this is, I think most of the books or the graphic novels are horror based, so this is The Legend of the Black Barn. It's like a creepy building that appears and reappears throughout history, bringing death and madness in its wake. So looking forward to reading that. I'm not a connoisseur of graphic novels. I have particular ones that I read, a particular series that I follow along with, but I love them so much. Like, I just love, particularly like if I'm very picky about artwork, which is why I don't tend to just read any old thing. Anything that's like high colour contrast. Yeah, the illustrations really have to draw me in. So I also got this one, which is Witches. And the cover actually scares me a little bit. So this is about a family who moves to a remote town of Litchfield to escape a haunting trauma. And they're hopeful about starting over, but something evil is waiting for them in the woods, ancient and hungry. So I just love horror. I don't actually read horror books, but horror graphic novels are definitely my thing. I also love horror movies and horror TV shows. I finally got this as well, which has been on my list for a long time. I can't even remember when this was originally published, but a long time ago. I actually think they've turned this into a TV show now, which is pretty cool, but it's got one of my favourites graphic novel writers attached to it, which is Brian K. Vaughan. Yes, so this is Y the Last Man. And yeah, I mean, you probably may already know. I'll read the back just to give you a glimpse. It's 2002 and the world changes forever. Every man, every boy, every mammal with a Y chromosome, everyone on Earth suddenly collapses and dies. With the loss of more than half the planet's population, the gears of society grind to a halt and a world of women are left to pick up the pieces to try and keep civilization from collapsing entirely. For some unknown reason, one young man, Yorick Brown, and his pet male monkey, Ampersand, are spared. Overnight, this anonymous 20-something becomes the most important person on the planet. The key, it is hoped, to unlocking the secret of the mysterious sex-specific plague. And it's about that. Personally, I think that if all the men disappeared from the planet, women wouldn't look for the last man. Never mind that. I'm really looking forward to reading it. Like I say, it has been on my list for a long time. I love the artwork in it. It's like kind of high contrast but with muted tones, which it might sound crazy to talk about like colours and stuff in graphic novels, but for me it's really important. Some people don't care if the images aren't as good as the story, but I am not one of those people. The last graphic novel that I got was Lock and Key, and I don't know if you've ever seen the Netflix TV show Lock and Key, based on the graphic novel, but I just absolutely loved that series so much. I binge watched season 1 when it came out, and then season 2 at the end of last year. I watched it in a couple of days, and I just love the whole adventurous craziness of it. And I recently actually got some crazy old keys for some witch stuff. You don't need to know about that. So yes, I am super looking forward to reading this. So this is about a mysterious mansion which has loads of keys hidden in it, and all the keys do different magical things. And there are some kids that discover the keys, and it's kind of like, it's just like a cool kind of mystery thing. But it's just I would just say watch it. I'm really excited to read this, just for the going back to the start, but the TV show is brilliant, so highly recommended. Finally, I got the last book in the Aurora cycle. I actually got the first one in a book subscription thing I used to get. Potentially it wasn't Owl Crate, it was a Luma Crate maybe. I only got it for a few months because you just get so much crap in the boxes that I had to stop because I was just getting just rubbish, which for some people they like to get things like loads of bookmarks and mugs and stuff like that, but I live in a very small place and it fills up with crap very fast, so I had to cancel it. But one of the books that I got was Aurora Burning, which is the first one I think from memory, and I loved it so much because it was one of the first young adult sci-fis that I'd actually read, because that genre was only just starting, in my opinion, and now that genre has just exploded, and I love it because I love sci-fi. Read the second one last year, must have been last year. I've lost track, completely lost track of time. And then this is the third and final, so I'm really looking forward to finding out what happens at the end. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit sad. I have seen some people say they didn't like the ending, but I'm not the sort of person who tears apart other people's writing, apart from when I'm asked to, because I'm part of a critique group, which is pretty cool, and I'll talk about that at some point in the future. But in terms of people who've got published books, who the hell am I to critique them? You know, it's been through enough critiquing. So I'm just really looking forward to reading it. So this is set in the future, and there is a space program with children. A lot of young people have their own crews and stuff, and there's this mysterious girl called Aurora who has magical powers, and it's kind of her destiny to go and destroy the evil that is secretly going to take over the universe. There's more to it than that. Highly recommended if you really like sci-fi stuff and multiple POVs, which I love, love, love. So yes, I'm really looking forward to reading this. And that's it, I believe, unless I have left something on the bookshelf. I can't remember. So they're kind of my, at the moment, my TBR stack. I do have a couple of more books and graphic novels knocking around that need to be read. So hopefully this was a fun video. I don't really know. I kind of just want to do like relaxed, chill videos where I just talk and it's not scripted or anything, because I'm not really into scripted videos personally, for me. And yes, I'm not going to do a recap of what I read last year, so if you follow me on like socials and stuff, which you should, all the links and stuff will be in the description. I did a wrap up of what I read and a link to like my Goodreads and my literal account. So yeah, I read some good books last year. I really enjoyed some of them. Some of them not so much, which for me is strange because I usually give all books I read 4 or 5 stars, and I think last year I may have given 1 or 2 books 3 stars. That's harsh for me. Going forwards, I don't know what I'm going to talk about on this channel. Probably just whatever I feel like, books, writing stuff. Definitely going to be talking about critique groups at some point soon, and yeah, just writing. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, we're supposed to say this in videos. I'm being held at gunpoint here. I'm just joking, I'm not. But subscribe if you want to follow along with me. I'm a writer who writes, and yeah, say hi in the comments. Happy New Year, even though it's kind of late. And here's to a good 2022, ignoring the plague completely. I'm just kidding, I can't ignore the plague, I'm getting my booster today. Wish me luck!